It was supposed to be a night of celebration. Our 10th wedding anniversary, a milestone that symbolized love, trust, and unwavering commitment. I had spent weeks planning the perfect evening, reservations at her favorite restaurant, a custom-made necklace with our wedding date engraved on it, and a handwritten letter pouring out my heart. But nothing could have prepared me for the words that tumbled out of her mouth as we clinked glasses of champagne. I've been thinking, she began, her eyes darting to the flickering candlelight between us. About us, our marriage. And I think we should try something new. I smiled, assuming she meant a vacation or maybe even a shared hobby. What do you have in mind? I asked. Her hesitation was brief, but it carried the weight of a tidal wave. An open relationship. My breath caught. The restaurant's soft chatter and clinking cutlery faded into a muffled hum as her words echoed in my mind. An open relationship? On our anniversary? I searched her face for a hint of jest, but she met my gaze with an unsettling seriousness. You're not joking, I said, my voice barely audible. She shook her head. I've been thinking about this for a while. We've grown so comfortable, but I feel like I'm missing excitement. I thought this could bring us closer. Her reasoning felt like a betrayal wrapped in a pretty package. Wasn't our life enough? The home we built, the laughs we shared, the struggles we overcame, all dismissed as comfortable. I didn't cause a scene. I nodded, forced a smile, and mumbled something about needing time to process. Inside, I was a tempest of emotions: anger, heartbreak, confusion. Over the following days, she attempted to justify her request, painting it as a modern approach to love and connection. She even shared articles and podcasts, trying to convince me it was a courageous step. I listened, but my mind was already set on a path she couldn't foresee. 3 weeks later, I agreed. If this is what you truly want, I said, I'll give it a try. Her face lit up with relief, and she hugged me tightly. Thank you, she whispered. This will be good for us. What she didn't know was that my agreement wasn't rooted in acceptance. It was the first step in a plan I had meticulously crafted. If she wanted an open relationship, I would give her one, but not in the way she expected. I began by reconnecting with old friends and colleagues, subtly letting them know I was exploring new experiences. It wasn't long before I caught the attention of someone unexpected, Claire, a co-worker from years ago. We had always shared an easy camaraderie, but now our conversations took on a flirtatious edge. Meanwhile, my wife dove headfirst into her newfound freedom, creating dating profiles and spending more nights out. Each time she returned home, she seemed buoyed by her escapades, oblivious to the growing distance between us. What she failed to notice was that I was no longer the doting husband waiting for her return. I was out too, and not just for dinner dates. Claire and I grew closer, and soon, our friendship blossomed into something more. She was everything my wife had stopped being: attentive, supportive, and genuinely interested in my happiness. I confided in her about the open relationship, and she responded with empathy and understanding. You deserve better, she said one evening, her hand resting gently on mine. As my connection with Claire deepened, my wife began to notice cracks in her idealized vision of an open relationship. She'd ask how my nights were, her tone laced with something resembling jealousy. I'd respond with vague enthusiasm, mentioning how eye-opening the experience was. You seem distant, she remarked one evening. Do I? I replied, feigning innocence. I'm just exploring this new chapter, like you wanted. Her smile faltered, but she said nothing. The tipping point came on a weekend getaway she had planned, a supposed attempt to reconnect. Instead of the intimacy she hoped for, I spent the trip glued to my phone, texting Claire. My wife's frustration boiled over when she caught a glimpse of my screen. Who's Claire? She demanded, her voice trembling. I looked up, unbothered. Someone who values my time. Her face crumpled, and for the first time, I saw genuine regret. This isn't what I wanted, she whispered. No, I shot back. You wanted an open relationship. Well, this is it. In the weeks that followed, our marriage unraveled. She begged to close the relationship, to return to the way things were, but it was too late. The trust, the love, the foundation of our partnership had been irreparably damaged. And through it all, Claire stood by me, a constant reminder that I deserved more than a partner who only valued me when faced with the prospect of losing me. The divorce was swift. My wife's tearful apologies and promises to change did little to sway me. I had given her everything, and she had thrown it away for a fleeting idea of excitement. Now, as I sit beside Claire, our fingers intertwined, I feel a sense of peace I hadn't known in years. My wife's request for an open relationship was the catalyst for change, not the kind she envisioned, but one that set me free. Because karma, as they say, has a way of balancing the scales.